Hello and welcome to Mystic Visions with DrShiny. This is a monthly tarot reading for the month of June for Gemini. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading, Gemini. Okay. All right. So, Gemini, what we have is the wheel in the reverse for your current situation. This is a indication that you've been a little bit resistant to some sort of natural cycles in life or to things, going through a rough patch. You're perhaps trying to have all light and no dark, all sunshine and no rain. Or that might just be the situation that you found yourself in, but there's sort of a time for everything. There's a cycle that occurs. And so some of this is all just like the natural comings and going of life. And there's a karmic principle to this too, and that is that the choices that you've made in your life and the way that you've chose to live your life have created a situation that you might find yourself in. So if you want things to change, you kind of have to do something differently, right? If you want things to be the same, just keep things the way they are, and don't really switch it up, right? Okay, well, what's crossing or influencing you is the Page of Cups. So this is new information. This is news, something coming, something that gives you an opportunity to get into a better mindset of, you know, the good news is on the way. There's a little less monotony. There's a little less, it may not have been monotony. It may have been kind of chaotic, but in a consistently bad way that you've been resistant to. So this is like, there's an opportunity for things to look up again. There's some hope for the future. What we have that you're moving away from is this Ten of Cups. So there was a potential for like a happy home, for things to work out really well, for you to be emotionally fulfilled. There was that potential. Things could have been great, but it kind of fell through, or it didn't really work out the way that you wanted it to. Or maybe you messed it up. Maybe you made some mistakes and you just sort of you're leaving that behind. That's in the past. That's over and done with. You're moving on. Now it's time for you to focus on this spark for the future that's coming, and you got to get out of this any sort of a cynical funk that you might find yourself in. Okay, so for the near future, we have this Five of Coins. So it's to suggest, I told you there's some hope here. This is a feeling of like, I don't know where to turn, I don't know where to go. And there's often a lot of help that is actually available. You can see this figure here. She's kind of, floating in the night and feels very alone, feels very afraid, and is definitely in need of some help, some charity. And there's candles all around her and coins available for her to just reach out and take. But she's feeling like she needs to do it a certain way, or not searching for that help. She's in a more of a fearful mindset. So that is to say that you've got to follow this white rabbit in your Page of Cups here, right? You got to follow this person because they're not only heralding a new opportunity for you, but it's a new mindset that is going to help you get out of your situation, which is to say that you don't have to do everything yourself. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to go alone, but there is help available for you, and you just have to be able to look for it. Okay, so that's what that white rabbit is really about. It's not just some random event that pops up and you're on an adventure, but it is the mindset to look for what might seem absurd or irrational at the time, but you're really just opening yourself up to different things that might happen, different possibilities for the future. And when you open them up, all of a sudden now you can see them. You're prepared for them when they arise instead of just kind of feeling like it couldn't really happen, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so your foundation for this situation kind of represents what is the universe trying to teach you and all that. It's the King of Swords in the reverse. And so essentially, you are a strong intellectual person. You have a lot of capability, but you have a tendency sometimes to use those gifts in the wrong way, to be manipulative or to think that you can get away with things. But what you're not realizing is that thoughts are a double edged sword. So, as much as you can use your thoughts to your own advantage at the expense of others, it's really yourself that you're hurting in the process. Things don't go unnoticed. You can get the better of somebody, but that might leave them feeling resentful of you. And so they're less likely to try to make you succeed if they have the power, right? So, and there's we generally rely on everybody else around us for our own success, whether we realize it or not. You just can't quantify all the times somebody just pushed you a little bit in the right direction, but they are far less likely to do that if they feel that you are shifty or taking advantage of them or have a tendency to abuse your intelligence to try to manipulate people, right? So that's what this is about. It's really a message of honesty and putting your ego aside a little bit and not feeling like you have to come out looking like the bigger person. A lot of times, somebody who needs help, somebody who is willing to be humble, is way more likely to get help from people around them, or to achieve to get sympathy. Right now, caution, because I see this in your foundation. Don't try to get people to sympathize with you in order to manipulate them. But be honest with your shortcomings, and people are more likely to connect with you, right? Um, I know that can be a hard line to walk, but I think you can do it. I have faith in you. So, what we have in your crowning thoughts, this is the devil in the reverse. So, this can be um, feeling like, okay, so in the upright position, the devil represents kind of being trapped by your desires, being led by your desires, and all that kind of thing. And in the upright position, there's a resistance to that. You're not wanting to, you have some higher ideals, is what's going on here. It's not necessarily that that you're not driven by desire whatsoever, but it can be it's more complex in this situation. So it might be that you're desiring not to desire, or it could be that you have a desire to be a certain type of a person, to be this certain image, right? Or maybe even you desire to be a good person, right? But we forget that's a desire as well. And so long as that's a desire, it can be leveraged against you by that devil influence, right? So it can be used to control you, because people can put you in situations where you have to do what they want to be able to call yourself a good person, right? Virtue signaling, that kind of thing. So, a lot of manipulation going on here, and I'm not convinced that that's all coming from you. It seems as though there has been an influence in your life that has primed you or programmed you to be this way, to or to need to navigate the situation in a particular way. But so this is again saying that even though you're trying to rise above certain base desires and being controlled, that itself can be something that is used to control you. So you have to be careful about that. The way through this, I can go ahead and give you a hint. The way through this is to be a little bit more aloof and to not care about things like success or status or anything like that quite so much, but to instead be involved with exactly what's going on in front of you and not thinking about how this works into a larger strategy or how this benefits you in the long run. It may be very easy with your intellectual ability. It may be very easy for you to map out how everything kind of either benefits you or is a drawback. I don't know how to, whatever the opposite of is a benefit to you is not a benefit. Um, it's easy for you to think about things that way, but practice not thinking about things that way. Practice feeling your way through a situation a little bit more than thinking your way through. And that's the best way to get this devil off your back or to free yourself from his influence. Your advice is somewhat similar. You have this Knight of Cups in the reverse, so you're resistant to going with the flow a little bit. You're feeling like you have to plan it out. You're feeling like you have to have a solid grasp on what is going on, and you need to know the political connections and things like that. But this is saying, get over that a little bit, and instead just jump in and enjoy. Just be with the people that you're with, and avoid the temptation to scheme or to figure out, you know, what people mean by when they say that, or what is she trying to get out of me. Don't think about it that way so much. Just let it be. If someone's trying to take advantage of you, let them take advantage of you. And if in the end, when you get on the other side of that, if they did take advantage of you, then you know something about them, and you know how to treat them, and you can treat them very honestly and openly. But the kind of sneakiness of trying to guess what people's intentions are and that kind of thing, it's not really serving you very well at this point. It's possibly hurting the way that you look in the eyes of other people, and hurting your chances at um, having trusting relationships and having people who are willing to have your back. So that's the danger for you here, is that even though you might feel like the situation is dangerous or competitive, or that you have to be careful and to an extent like conniving. And I'm trying to find more positive words like than manipulation and conniving, because I don't feel that strong of an energy about it. It's not as though you're like some narcissistic psychopath. I promise you, that's not what I feel. What I feel is that there is almost a survival instinct where others around you might be manipulative like that. And so you feel like you have to react to that by being careful, by being vigilant, by watching out for what other people are doing. And while that's a natural instinct, and I've been there, trust me, I've been there, where you really do feel like you need to plan things out. In this situation, what you're being asked is to, let it go a little bit. Let them think what they want to think. Let them take advantage of you if they're trying to take advantage of you, but don't let them do it twice. Because the second they do it, the second you catch someone, the second you have ammunition, now you can cut them off in an honest way. You can, instead of it just kind of escalating and becoming a bigger and bigger feud, you can make it very clear where you stand, and you can make it very clear that you demand respect, or that you demand for your relationships to be equitable, and to have a sense of mutual dignity, and honor. Okay, so what we have for your environment is the Six of Wands. So this very much reinforces what I was just saying. There is struggles that are going on. People vying for power. Everybody's trying to have it all. Everybody trying to get the best of everybody else. And there's you there, sort of dancing above all of that, not letting it affect you, and rising above. Clever, right? But not in the way that you would expect. So the key again is to not engage in that game, but to allow others to think they're playing you, and then to allow them to suffer the consequences of whatever game they're playing, right? So this is to say that you have the upper hand here. You are in a position of power, but it relies on you. It relies on you refusing to engage. Okay, so we have for your fears card the Queen of Cups in the reverse. And so this is being afraid of becoming a little bit emotionally out of balance or over your head, um, letting your emotions get the best of you or having an outburst, that type of thing. You know, you don't want to break down crying in front of others. You don't want to scream at your boss. You don't want to, you don't want to have these emotional, excuse me, these emotional outbursts, but you're afraid that you might. So this comes from suppression. This is like bottling something up until it explodes, right? So this is why it's important for you to not play this situation covertly or cleverly, but to find a way to inject a little bit of direct honesty into the situation, because that's going to help you out in relieving this emotional tension and stress that you're under, which is probably detrimental both to your success and to your health, honestly. So, okay, so overall message is the star in the reverse. So this is to say that you are being a little bit too cautious and too controlling with the situation. You want to have the reins of the situation a little too much, and you're not trusting the universe to do what it does. You don't have that faith that no matter what happens, it's going to work out well. You feel like you have to pursue a certain outcome, like it's very important for it to go a certain way. And I would just caution you that even if that's true, even if it needs to go a certain way, having your mind set on it like that, to obsess over it, is not good for achieving that outcome. What's the best way to achieve that outcome is to acknowledge it, to move forward it diligently, but to release the mental fixation that you have on it. Because, basically you want to put out there into the universe that you have faith that as long as you're working toward it, eventually it's coming your way. You don't want to have faith, or you don't want to prime yourself to believe that you have to constantly devote your attention to the things that you want or else they slip away. Because your attention is incredibly limited, so that's not a good way to live your life. However, your subconscious is extremely powerful, and if you are making friends with it, making friends with your subconscious instead of fighting it for control, then it's capable of organizing a great deal more in your life and bringing about situations that are way more complex, that are good things for you. So that's the idea, is your conscious mind is not the best master. You tend to think it is, but it's not. It is a far better servant. And so what you really want to put in charge is that subconscious. You want to train yourself to have a good, healthy relationship with others, and not to try to mentally manage things too much, if that makes sense. Or more generally, don't get caught in your head too much. Okay? So that's about it for your reading, Gemini, for this month. Please let me know in the comments what you thought, if you liked it, and if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys next month. Also, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the reading. And I'll see you guys next month.